Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Narrating in Quarantine with Scott Brick. Actually, we don't have to wear these, thankfully. I don't think we would quite pass muster as far as sound quality goes. Hey, I'm here to share with you a book that I'm working on right now called The Cabin by Landon Beach, and it's the third in his Great Lakes saga. And this is a bit of a departure for him. This is kind of an international thriller, although it does take place primarily near one of the Great Lakes. So one of the main characters in the story is this woman. She is known at the beginning here, part I'm going to read for you today. In the introduction, she's just Officer Lear. She's a case officer, and she's having she's doing an exchange with a confidential informant in Berlin. And here we go. I will warn you, there is some German. If I mess up, I'll be clicking this. That way, you can't see it, but on my computer screen, the waveform that's going across the screen, kind of like an EKG, a heart monitor. I'll see the spikes and I'll know to edit out that take. So forgive me in advance if I mess up the German, but it will sound right by the final product. I don't speak German, but I have to sound as though I do. So here we go. From the preview of The Cabin by Landon Beach. Officer Lear finished her cappuccino and dabbed a napkin across her lips. Convinced that her agent was not going to show up, she started to slide her chair back away from the table. It had only moved a few inches when the door to the cafe opened, and Sari entered. Lear bent down and tightened the laces on both of her hiking boots. The floor looked like it hadn't been swept in months, and the snow tracked in had turned the dirt into a wet grime. She sat up. Placing her elbows on the tabletop, she rested her chin on her hands and stared out the window disinterestedly, as if she'd be there to pass another hour. Sari joined her at the table. "Guten Abend," Lear said, still looking out the window. Sari affectionately rubbed Lear's right arm. "Alles klar?" Lear turned her head and released a smile. "Ja, alles klar, danke." She took out a handkerchief and surveyed the cafe as she wiped her nose. Nothing seemed out of place, and no one was paying attention to them. Lear put the handkerchief back in her pocket. Sari had spotted the folded newspaper on the table. After a pause, she laid her large purse next to the paper and began to search the middle pocket with her left hand. With precision and timing, she slid her right hand between the folded sections of Die Welt, as if to stabilize the purse, and then removed it, joining her other hand in the search of her purse's contents. Lear pretended to be annoyed with Sari's searching until Sari finally pulled out a pack of gum. Lear's face said, "About time." Sari offered her a stick, which was accepted, then took one out for herself. Lear said, "Danke," and put the green piece of gum into her mouth while Sari placed her purse on the floor. Lear slid the newspaper into her backpack with her right hand. With her left hand, she took a small cookie tin out of her coat pocket and placed it inside Sari's purse. The tin was filled with cash. When they had started exchanging information, Sari had asked for more specific items: an original Michael Jackson Thriller record, 2 cartons of Treasurer cigarettes, a Gucci scarf. But now she just wanted cash. "Bitteschön." Lear relaxed. The Berlin exchanges were always quick, and the signal that everything was fine was communicating in simple German phrases that any tourist would know. If there was anything wrong and they needed to split, Lear was to say a long sentence in English, and if there was anything wrong on Sari's end, she was to say a lengthy sentence in German. Lear didn't know why Sari was late, but she was convinced that whatever the reason, all was well. She made eye contact with her agent and then, using her right index finger, rubbed her watch face in 2 slow circles. Sari patted Lear's arm. It was time to get going. Lear rose from the table and pushed in her chair. She said, "Gute Nacht." "Bis dann," Sari replied. Lear put on her backpack and headed for the door. The two Germans playing chess had escalated their insults as Lear slid by their booth. She pulled on the door handle and heard, Wir fahren morgen mit dem Zug nach Hamburg. Wir fahren morgen mit dem Zug nach Hamburg, wenn ich dich wiedersehe, liebe Freunde. We'll take the train to Hamburg tomorrow when I see you back here, dear friend. Lear looked over at Sari, gave her a nod, and then exited the cafe. Well, that wasn't a phrase that any tourist would understand. Yeah, that's the signal. Things are not going as planned, and that's just the beginning. I think you'll really like the cabin. It's, well, I don't want to give away too much, but there's some very bad people in it trying to make some very bad things happen, one of which is very similar to what a lot of us have experienced over the last several weeks here in exile. Wherever you are watching or listening from, I pray that you are staying safe, staying sane, and staying healthy. We'll see you soon.